you're watching the Top 6 Show, the original multi-club fan channel. Make sure you're following us now on Spotify and Apple Podcast. The link is in the description below. Welcome back to the Top 6 Show, sponsored by BetMGM. Play Golden Goals today. Download the app. We're going to be playing it later with your chance of winning £2 million if you predict 6 correct scores. We've got a brilliant panel for you tonight with Saad and Matt repping Arsenal. JJ's here, looking after his Liverpool team's best interest. LB is here on the brink of becoming a world champion for the first time in his club's history as well. Kate is here. She has no idea what a World Club Championship even is as Spurs win nothing. And Don, there he is, ready for his FA Cup semi-final against the might of Middlesbrough. And Michael.
You mean Carabao? Not FA Cup. We're not there yet.
Carabao Cup. Sorry.
We've got Preston first.
Tough game. How are we all this evening? Good? Well?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
man.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
World Cup time. Come on. Are you all in the World Cup spirit? Are you all in the World Cup spirit? Saad, are you in the World Cup spirit, bro?
You're such a fraud. You're such a fraud because this is the last trophy that they need to get. Yeah. So just make sure you bring it back home. Otherwise, United fans are going to be onto you, man.
Yeah, we'll handle our business, man.
Hella people been telling United
Arsenal fans can't be. Arsenal fans can't. If you've never been to it, you can't banter someone for not winning it.
Yeah,
come on now.
Let's
have that right for a moment. Let's have that right there. Oh, I thought Terrace Tottenham fans doing the Champions. No, you can't. If you've never even been to a World Club Championship, I don't think you can chat. Do you know what I'm saying? That's just me. It's like all those weirdos that anyway, I won't say that because we'll probably get too much. We'll move on. I wanted to start with Man United tonight, people, because we got a tough game away at West Ham, who did get battered last night, but they've rested players. United fresh off of their 0-0 victory against Liverpool last weekend. Kate, how do you see this game panning out for Ten Hag and his men this weekend?
Did you say Kate?
Yes.
Wow, you went to me first. I wasn't expecting that. Hello, by the way. I think West Ham will nick it 1-0. I think it's going to be boring. I don't enjoy watching Manchester United. Sorry, Terry. I don't enjoy watching United at all at the moment. And I just got a feeling West Ham will nick it 1-0. Pretty boring game and, yeah, scrappy. And West Ham to nick it by a goal. United look all over the place to me still. Despite your 0-0 victory over Liverpool.
I hear you. LB, even with that moral victory against Liverpool away from home, you think United that they'll come up short this week in your opinion, or do you think that they could get back to winning ways?
I don't know, man. I was backing West Ham in this one, but like I watched West Ham last night, and I know they didn't play the full strength squad on that, but they were diabolical, man. Absolutely shambolic performance from there. I don't know what David Moyes is thinking there, and I just don't know whether that'll take a little bit of like negative energy into it. You know what I mean? I've seen a lot of the West Ham fans yesterday not happy at all with this, but then you can't really be confident in United. I think this is low scoring game, could go either way. United need to win this, man. United need to win this. Need to try and build on that draw that you got at Anfield. But I don't know. That was shocking yesterday, man. You know what it is, right? West Ham is they've obviously getting decent results of late, and then all the West Ham fans have been saying, yeah, but the football's dead. You know what I mean? And it's like only until you watch them play are you like, oh yeah, I see what you're saying. They were so poor last night. I think it's low scoring game, and I just think it's gonna go either way. I think it's a difficult one to call, mate.
I get it. I'm nervous about this game. We haven't got a great record recently away at
This is the thing, Terry, though. It shouldn't even be a difficult game to call. Like, obviously, West Ham, I'm from East, so like for me, it's my local club. I love watching West Ham, yeah. But it's so frustrating watching them with a guy like
that's hella weird. That's hella weird, Don. That's hella weird to say, Don.
West Ham don't win stuff. West Ham don't win anything, really. Do you get it? Like over the years, I've been watching them. They've been relegated. They've been
the same thing with Tottenham, Don. I don't like
Tottenham, bro. West Ham ain't my competition, man. Right now we're mid-table, but you know what I mean.
They are literally your competition.
They are. When I talk about winning trophies, when I talk about winning trophies, innit? So I like my local club doing doing well, yeah. And right now, with the players, the type of players that they've got, they should be playing a lot better than what they are, man. They should be on the front foot majority of the time. And when I watched them the other day, like, you know, it's a good opportunity for you to actually get to a final and win something again. And you go and drop all those players. Like this weekend, I expect them to come back with a different type of mentality. They're playing at home. You know, you're playing against a United team that right now are still all over the place. You know, I know you got a good draw the other day against Liverpool because no one expected that. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, bro, with the attack that they've got, there's a lot of players in that attack that we're all taking, man. Look, you look at guys like Paqueta, you know, you look at Ward-Prowse, he's been playing well this season. And defensively, when they score first, it's hard to break that low block, man. It's very hard to break that low block. So I actually predict that West Ham would win this game 2-0. And I'm expecting them to beat United, to be honest, because they've got a better team, in my opinion, when it comes to playing as a unit. But they're just not being used correctly because of their manager.
Hey Don, let me ask you a question. Yeah, do you think West Ham will treat Man United like a Man City, a Liverpool, and Arsenal, and give them the respect and play low block, or do you reckon David Moyes might look at it and go, "These are here for the taking. Let's go at them"? Like, what do you reckon he's going to do?
It's so hard, man, because he's a bookie manager. You don't know what to expect from him. Do you know what I mean? You don't know what to expect from him because he's got the tools there, but he's not using them correctly. And I'm looking at a guy like, before Graham Potter came to Chelsea, I would have looked at him for the job. But I've got that Chelsea PTSD. Yeah, like he's going to go over there and mess it up again. But maybe that's his level. Do you know what I mean? They need a manager that can work with attacking players because they've got a lot of attacking quality in this team. But it's like they're shackled at the moment. Do you know what I'm saying? So it all depends on what the manager does. Because Kudus, I'm taking him all day, every day. Bowen, I'm taking him all day, every day. Paqueta, I'm taking him. They've got so many players in that attack that we're picking over United attackers. You know what I'm trying to say? So on paper, I'm looking at this game. I don't know what players are going to score for United. But when I look at them, there's a few players that can actually score for them. Do you know what I mean? So that's how I look at the game, man. West Ham should be winning this game, man. But it all depends on how Moyes sets them up. That's what I look at. I look at their manager rather than the players.
I hope they do open up against us. If they open up against Man United, then I think we've got a good chance of beating them. We do struggle against low blocks, especially away from home. If they open up and don't show us the respect that, I'm not saying we demand respect, but we still have top quality players in this team. And if they're given time and space, it can help them. And there is one player that really does need that help at the moment in terms of a bit of space, and he needs his teammates to pass the ball to him, is Rasmus Hojlund. Because a lot of Man United fans, part of me thinks there's a sort of one last ditched attempt to defend Martial in this, because he seems to always be brought up by Man United fans when talking about Rasmus Hojlund. Why is Rasmus not being treated how Martial is? And I always think, how are you comparing these two at this stage? But he doesn't have any Premier League goals in 13 appearances. I know he's the top goal scorer in the Champions League, and that's obviously by giving him a little bit more time. But is this a case, in your opinion, Saad, that Rasmus Hojlund is underperforming, or is it a case that United shouldn't have put their faith in such a young player when the system and the club in itself are broken? What do you think has led to Rasmus not scoring in the Premier League yet, and how do Man United change that?
Exactly that, Terry.
Well,
I think the system at the moment.
Premier League. Like,
no, he is ready for the Premier League. No, bro, he is ready for the Premier League. You put him in Arsenal right now, and I guarantee you can get 20 goals a season. I guarantee you will get 20 goals a season.
That's a big stretch. You know, ain't been creating.
We have in the last 5 to 6 games. In the last 5 to 6 games, we have been creating chances. You put him in that in the Arsenal team, I guarantee he gets goals. The only reason why he's not getting goals at Manchester United is because the system is broken. Everything is just torn apart. The manager just can't relay what he wants to do. He can't make up his mind on what he wants to do with the team and what way he wants to go with them. He keeps on changing from one type of play to another type of play. So for me, they need to try and get him more involved in the games, whether that be crossing the ball into him, whether that be playing on the ground with ground passes to him, but they need to involve him more in the game. They need to provide more chances to him, because even in that game against Liverpool, they still weren't even giving him the ball when they had the ball in their possession. Do you know what I mean? There's no harm in trying to put it forward to the striker. And yes, he did get a couple chances, but your striker needs to have more of a... input in
No,
the
but-
game.
no,
Especially,
but Saad,
I rate Hojlund, bro. I rate Hojlund. I think
but
he's
Saad,
a very good striker.
but Hojlund, but think about it, guys. Like that was a massive gamble of a signing. Spend 70 odd million on a player that I mean, he's played what 20 games in the Italian league. Do you know what I mean?
You could have got Victor Vlahovic.
Yeah, but that's my point. Like, that's my point. It's like United have gambled on this striker, spent a heck of a lot of money. Whether that was, I don't know, a look to the future. Maybe they panicked because they couldn't get Nunes this season before when they wanted him. I don't know what it was, but you married that with the whole situation with what's going on at United. The pressure of United having to be successful right now means that. Like it's for me, that was always going to be a recipe for disaster unless he came in and was bagging from the get-go or got an injury or something like that. Then you could go and kind of give him a blight. Right now, it's like I hear it. He's young, he's unproven, but that's their number 9 striker. And right now, he's just not delivering the goods. It's as simple as that. Like if they thought he was good enough, I mean, they gave him what number 11. That's a starting player's number. They haven't given him number 55 and slapped him on the bench and said you're one for the future. This is a player that they bought for the now. So the fact that he's not performing is down to him. But in hindsight, you can look at it and be like, yeah, United was silly. Like, why would you spend that amount of money on someone that is not proven unless you've got everything else around the structure around the club and in the pitch for him to go and succeed? You look at City when they copped Alvarez. Alvarez was an unknown entity. Do you know what I mean? You just played in the Argentina league. Yeah, and then look.
Jerry, I agree with what you're saying, yeah, but I do think that we're doing a little bit of revisionism though, because if you take it back to the summer, like the only guaranteed striker that was available was Harry Kane. Really, that was the only guy that was available like that. Vlahovic, United weren't really linked to him. I don't think he would have even suited how they played, in my opinion. Yeah, so the striker market wasn't that great. I think I think Hojlund's a good signing for them. It's just right now they need to build around him for the future, 110%. It would have been better if they had another striker for him to learn from. But honestly, like Saad was saying, bro, even if he played for us, because we create chances, yeah, I think he's bagging more than Jackson, because Jackson's on, 7 goals this season? And some of the chances I've seen Jackson miss, I'm like, yo, Hojlund's bagging that.
I hear that.
We've seen his quality in the Champions League.
I hear what you're saying. I'm not saying Hojlund's a poor player, but we have to use revisionism in this. We got to look back. I just said in hindsight, when you look back on it now, it hasn't worked. They bought him to be their number 1. They haven't bought him alongside another striker, like you said. They haven't bought him to come off the bench. They bought him to be their starting striker. So if you're not bagging, to a certain extent, you've got to look at him and be like, okay, he's not good enough to be their starting striker. Like this,
but Jerry, this is something that's been happening at Manchester United. This is the reason why they're in the position that they are in, because they make stupid buys at enormous prices, and they've done that for seasons on top of seasons on top of seasons. They just buy players. They think that they can just buy a top class player, or who they think can be a top class player, and stick him in the team, and it will work. And this is what's happened with Man United. Hence why, let's face it, if we want to clown Man United, we really can. But it really is the Glazers. It really is the ownership, because they are doing all of these decisions and buying these players and not fixing it.
Yeah, there's a combination of everything. I think that to not criticize him at all is wrong, because he's had some games like against Bayern Munich where he just got it wrong. Yeah. I think it was Aaron on DR Sports talk about how, and I'm going to paraphrase a little bit, I might get this slightly wrong because I only saw the clip once, around it's all about his physicality and he's got to do more than that. And you're right. I think his physicality is good, and I want more than just a physical striker. I don't like the level of criticism he's getting from Man United fans, though, who are ignoring all the other factors around him. And I think that, for me, is where I think you do defend your players. If you know the answer to this because you've read it, please don't say. But I want to throw this out to the panel. In the last 7.5 hours of football, he's played with Anthony and Garnacho. How many times in that 7.5 hours do you think they have passed the ball to him? If you would have guessed, how many times? How many?
15.
20.
In how many hours?
7.5 hours of football. How many times has he had the ball passed to him, Hojlund?
Based on what I've seen,
10.
Based on what I've seen, I'd take a wild guess saying about 5.
It's actually 10 times in 7.5 hours of football. They have attempted to pass and or cross the ball to him. So as much as he hasn't been great, when you're only receiving the ball 10 times in 7.5 hours of football, you're also going to struggle. You're also going to struggle.
Is that an attempt or successful pass?
It says here, you know that Hojlund, reading this stat here, is actually exempt of. He goes here. I know what exempt is actually exempt of criticism. Blah, 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 for me, Anthony and Garnacho only passing to him a combined 10 times. So I don't know whether that's attempted or what he's actually received. It doesn't specify. But to only get the ball to him, I mean, he doesn't have a high level of like miscontrols or misplaced passes. So they're either overhitting passes to him or they're not getting the ball to him at all. So for me, there's a combination of everything here. The system's broken. That's nothing to do with him per se. He's young and he's raw and he's inexperienced. So if you've not got a team that's ready to support a young man, why buy him? You've got the element on him where I think he has got to do better with the ball. He has had some good chances in the Premier League that he hasn't converted. But I just feel Man United fans don't help themselves here. The amount of pressure and aggression and frustration we're throwing on him, it's when are we going to realize that throwing a player under the bus, especially who hasn't been one of our worst guys across the whole season, has never helped us. And I see a lot of like Martial fans doing it, who I almost think, well, my guy got mistreated, so I'm going to mistreat somebody. That's how it feels from the outside looking in. It doesn't even really feel about Hojlund. It feels more of my favorite, it might be a Rashford fanboy who's like, well, Rashford gets stick, so I'm going to give Hojlund stick. And I just think one of the reasons why I want to be a really good team again is to stop this ridiculous player wars that goes on. We have enough of it from you, like our rivals. And it's just crazy for me. And Lacey says, this is just excuses. When you say it's an excuse, I mean, that's just really a really poor attempt from you. You may say maybe his positional play is poor. Maybe it is. So, I mean, are we then saying that Garnacho and Anthony are creative kings and it's Hojlund's position that stops them from making those passes? If you believe that, brother, if that's what your football eye test is telling you, then fair enough. Staffy here says 75 million, no goals in the Premier League, only 18 goals in 19 Premier League games, another sackable offence. And that's also it.
That's not correct.
In these shots, it's not as though we're creating an abundance of chances and half chances that he's missing. We're creating nothing. So it needs to be criticized, but at the same time, the way people are going in on him like he is the problem, I think he's wrong in my view.
Yeah, it would have been so. It's such a shame what's happened with Jadon Sancho, because it would have been interesting to see them two playing together. Because Sancho and Haaland, at Dortmund, their link up was nice. And even when Ronaldo came to United, I noticed that Ronaldo loved playing with Sancho, bro. The link ups that those two had, you know what I mean? He used to bounce the ball off of him, little link ups there in between, like in the box and that. He would have been a good player to play with Hojlund, man. But obviously that's not going to happen. So, boy, I don't know, man. I just feel like there's a big disconnect between your midfield and your attack. Is how I feel. Do you know what I mean?
Huge,
so
huge.
That's the main problem
no
right
doubt.
now.
But he could be in trouble this weekend if he doesn't score because he's been trolled all week. And now the man that they're saying he looks like has released a video of him singing. And he's put a Man United shirt on. And I saw this and thought, why has he done Hojlund so dirty? Because now there's a video of him singing, and the song as well is called "I Believe in Miracles" or something. It's just it's a madness, and I'm like, why has he done this to us? Obviously, I've actually seen this guy's videos on Instagram. He's a decent singer.
He's all right, isn't he?
I think he was on like The Voice in Australia or something. So I do feel he just needs a goal. I think once Hojlund scores a goal or two in the Prem, I think the floodgates will open and he'll start to bag. At the same time, though, when people say he's absolutely done nothing and he's a flop, he's the top goal scorer in the Champions League right now. Like, he won't finish it because they're not in it anymore, but to score 5 in the Champions League, and I keep saying, listen, I'm a big fan of Martial, but this is to his fanboys. Martial in 9 years at United has got 6 Champions League goals. This man scored 5 in one season. Please stop using Martial as a stick to beat Hojlund over the head with. 1, you're stupid. 2, if you said that in front of Anthony Martial, who you love, he'd call you an idiot. At the very least, he'd probably call you something else in French. So don't disrespect Hojlund in an attempt to protect Martial. Protect Martial if you want, if people are wrong about him. But don't throw one of your own players under the bus in an attempt to protect him. I find that really, really weird. But that's just me. This weekend we'll do score predictions later for the game when we get to golden goals. If you haven't downloaded the app yet, get it done now. It's free. Costs you nothing to sign up to. Just a few of your personal details. Scan that QR code on the screen or click on the link in our description below. Chelsea, Don. You've got to shoot fairly soon. You've got a tough game away at Wolves on Christmas Eve. Could Ebenezer Scrooge be about to visit every Chelsea fan around the world?
Hey, The only Scrooge right now that I'm looking at is Pochettino, man. You know what I mean? This guy's still putting up mad lineups the other day. I wasn't happy about it. Even in my fan cam I done on Chelsea Fan TV, bro, I was not happy with the lineup, and we got away with it that day. But honestly, if I'm seeing Disasi at right back again, I'm seeing Levi at left back again, I'm just going to lose my shit, because this is the same thing I've been complaining about since the start of the season, and we're not progressing. We're stuck in
your Poch out.
We're stuck in mid-table. Nah, right now I'm Poch fix up. I'm Poch fix up because I know they're not going to get rid of him, you know. And the main reason why I'm not saying Poch out as of yet is because we've still got guys coming back from injury. Like Fabrizio spoke about Lavia, he's on the verge of coming back as well. Obviously, we've got Nkuku coming back. Well, he's back now, but he's not going to start, I don't think, against Wolves. But it's another game that we need to win, Terry, man. I don't care how we do it. You know, it's gonna be away, Christmas vibes and that. I just want to win, bro, because I've spoken about our performances too much and we're not getting results. I just want to win in any way, right? But as a basic, I need to see a balanced lineup as a starting point, bro. I'm tired of these 4 centre backs at the back. I'm tired of it. I'm tired.
So statistically, at Chelsea, I have seen that you have created the most big chances.
Missed.
You have missed the most big chances in the Premier League. Now, that comes down to strikers, surely, just not completing the goals. So
it's a combination.
It's Pochettino's fault as such, because he's got a system that is clearly working. It's just the strikers can't finish.
It's not working. It's not that. Like, it's a combination of everything. Like I've said, there's been games where we've lost because of a lack of clinical edge, where Poch has set us up correctly. Yeah, but majority of the season, bro, the setup has been completely, negative. Thinking too much about the opposition. Like the other day against Newcastle, starting 4 centre backs because you're worrying about height too much. How about you worry about how we can play better as a team and score more goals? So if Newcastle do get a set piece goal, we've scored enough goals to win the game. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Right now, it's a little bit too negative. It's a little bit too pragmatic. We've got good players in this team, and majority of the season, they haven't been used correctly. So I'm going to keep talking about the same thing until he changes it, unfortunately, Terry. This is the theme of our season, that we're missing chances, like you've just said. And at the same time, our manager hasn't been good enough. So I expect a good lineup against Wolves, yeah? Obviously, we're missing Cucurella, so he's not going to trust Maatsen. I'll probably see Levi again, but I need to see Gusto start this game. I have to see Gusto start this game. And hopefully we'll have our shooting boots on, because like you've said, we've been missing chances. So yeah, man, I'm expecting 3 points, man. We need to climb up the table, man. I've had enough of this. I've had enough of it.
Let's hope that Enzo doesn't get hooked off, yeah, after 30 minutes again.
I mean, he was
pretty sure Enzo's out for a long time. He's got something
I'm not sure
he's
how
got
long.
a pelvis injury or something like that.
Apparently, he had a bellyache. I'm hearing groin. He's got a groin chronic.
Yeah, I've heard groin, I've heard pelvis, I've heard all sorts. Obviously, Reece James is now out as well. So April, he's going to be back, they reckon.
Yeah, he's getting that operation.
He has to get surgery. This guy, I don't know what's up with him, man. He's injured all the time, bro.
I do think Reece James is really class, because
he is.
He's had surgery every year. I swear.
Nah, he's only had one. He's only had one on his knee.
He just breaks down.
Do you know what it is? He's too explosive for his size. Players like that are always going to go and get injured. You look back to Michael Richards. You look at what Ledley King. When you're that size and you're explosive,
what you saying about his size, bro? You're saying that man's got to eat a little.
Pause, man.
What you saying, bro?
Get on the celery, bro. Get on the celery.
But Jerry, though, I spoke about this on the last top 6 that was on a few weeks ago. I said, bro, like he's a heavy guy. So like we kept playing him at right wing back here, running up and down. I'm not surprised that his body's breaking down the way it is. But it's the first time he's getting hamstring surgery now. He got his knee done last year after we beat AC Milan. So I'm just praying now, innit? I'm praying that this is going to be the end of his injury troubles, because we will know how talented he is. And if we had to pick who starts for England, most of us would probably be saying Reece James. A fit Reece James is the best right back in the country, in my opinion. But right now, I can't talk about it.
I ain't saying that. I ain't saying Reece James, bro.
I can't talk him up right now.
LB, who you saying?
Depends on the opposition. But if we're playing like a mad opposition, like a France, I go Kyle Walker.
Yeah.
If we're playing,
Kyle Walker is our starting right back for England.
Yeah. If we're playing someone a little bit weaker, on form, maybe on good form, maybe Trips, if not Trent. Reece James for me is probably like 4th choice. I can't lie.
What are you still saying, Walker? Are you still saying? But hold on, are you still saying Walker? Even though a lot of City fans are saying they're not really happy with his performance.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Everyone on good form. I'm saying Kyle Walker. Well, Kyle Walker probably starts against the Mbappes anyway.
Bro, Reece James was on the verge of going to the World Cup. Then he picked up another injury. He would have been starting for us, Lewis.
So you rank. So all being equal, you put Reece James as the 4th best right back in England. LB.
It's crazy.
He's barely been at his peak for the last 2 years. So how can you put him as starting right back for England? I don't get that.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
what I'm saying. No, it's not that, because when he's been playing this season, he's been good, bro. Like against Liverpool, first game of the season, Jerry will tell you, bro, he was one of our best players that day. Yeah, against who was it that he played? There's been good performances this year against Arsenal. He played very well, but the problem is he can't stay fit. That's why I can't big him up and have all these conversations to say he's still the best right back in the league, because he can't prove his fitness. Do you get it? For me right now, it's Trent.
Availability.
For me right now, it's Trent.
One of the biggest keys in football.
I agree with you, bro. I agree with what you're saying, and that's why I'm saying right now it's Trent. But if he comes back and he's fit and he proves his fitness and he's playing at the same level that he has been over the years, then for me it's Reece James going up and down, bro. He's defensively attacking. He's got it both, bro, both ways. So
quick one, yeah. What you? Because I haven't been on it for a long time. What are you saying about Gallagher now?
Bro,
still want him gone. Still want him gone.
Oh, I said, listen, I've said he proved me wrong. Yeah, I said he's proved me wrong.
Yeah.
I said, he's improved a lot in comparison to last year. He definitely deserves a new contract, but I still think he's a squad player. Like against teams that just sit back, we need more technical players on the pitch. Against teams like a Arsenal, like a Man City, where you need to press a Declan Rice, you need to press a Rodri, then you bring him into the game. Do you know what I'm saying? But when you're playing these teams that just sit back, bro, I'd rather go with like a Lavia, Cole Palmer, Nkuku, those type of guys, and then you bring him on. Do you know what I'm saying?
He's very card happy.
He's improved. Say that again.
Don, do you start?
He's very card happy. Like he gets a lot of yellow cards, and he's got like a red card.
Yeah, I mean that's because he presses a lot, don't he? He's actually won the ball back the most from midfield position. So listen, he's playing well this season, man. But listen, we don't need him in every single game. Is the point that I've got for Gallagher.
Yeah. LB, in terms of this game this weekend, I mean, Wolves have been an interesting team this year. They obviously beat yourselves. They should have beaten Man United at Old Trafford. They've been unlucky in a lot of games. They came back and very, very well beat Spurs in the last few minutes of the game. How do you see this one going for Chelsea away from home? And it's because it also always seems every time Chelsea start getting a little bit of confidence after a few good results, they get dragged back down to earth. Do you think that happens on Christmas Eve?
I think this is a tough place to go, man. The Molineux, yeah, I've watched a couple of times at the Molineux. They're not a bad team. I like the way that Gary O'Neill plays football, and I think this is going to be a tough game for Chelsea, man. Yeah, I don't know. I think the confidence level. If I was a Chelsea fan, I wouldn't be going near confident, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? They played well against us. They played well against Liverpool. Yeah, this is going to be a tough one. They moved the ball quick, and
I'll be happy with a draw.
It's mad because
because
Chelsea,
the thing is,
I mean, if you're mid-table, you'd be happy with a draw at that point.
Well, the thing, a win for Chelsea solidifies top 10 for them. You know what I mean? This is gets them closer to Brighton, 1 point behind Brighton if they win. So it solidifies that. Fulham are playing Burnley. You know what I mean? So that's a W for Fulham. I don't know why you're laughing. Why are you laughing for?
Yeah.
That's serious. This is serious.
You know what? Yeah. Listen.
I can't believe what I just heard. We should be going away to Wolves and be happy with a draw. I can't believe
it. That's what you want.
Guys. So let me interject. I want to go back to LB. So they've solidified top 10. Carry on, mate. I'm enjoying it.
Fulham are playing Burnley, right? So you'd expect Fulham to win. So this is a must-win game for Chelsea if they want to stay in the top 10. And if they win this game, they'll move 1 point behind Brighton. Depends on what. No, you're laughing, but this is serious business. Like Chelsea can't be dropping into the bottom 10. Do you know what I mean? This is ridiculous now. Like they spent £1 billion. They've got this. No, I know, but this is they've got themselves in the top 10 now. This is where they got to look forward and start progressing. If they drop straight back down into the bottom 10, that's a joke. You know what I mean? People talking about Poch. Like if we're halfway through the season, you're in the bottom half of the table. That's a sackable offence, man.
Yeah,
it's a sackable offence.
You're spitting facts.
I am spitting facts, Don.
Bro, we've got Wolves, we've got Palace, we've got Luton, and then we've got Preston, and we've got Fulham after that. Yeah, these are games, yeah, that Chelsea should be winning, bruv. Yeah?
Correct.
We need to climb up the table. So I get, bro. I listen, yeah. I know you lot had a good season last year, but listen, respect. Yeah, don't try to tell us, oh, you're a mid-table team. You should be happy with a draw against Wolves. No, it's not good enough. Yeah, we spent all this money, right? We've got these players. It is not good enough to go to Wolves away and say, "Oh, we only need a draw." You're right.
Don, but you guys haven't won. I think in your last 3 visits, you haven't won. There
you haven't won there. So on that,
2019.
JJ. So yeah, they haven't won their last 3 visits. Also, Chelsea have lost their last 3 away games in the Prem, and Wolves are unbeaten in their last 6 Premier League games at home. It's a difficult game for Chelsea,
and have scored in every 15 in their last 15 home games.
And that's why I'm saying, just get it done. I don't care right now about performances, all of that. Just get it done, get the job done, and pick up those points, man. I'm at that point now because I'm tired, bro. I'm tired of this.
No, wait, Don, just a quick one. Does Nkuku start for you?
Nah, he's not going to start. Poch is way too cautious. He ain't going to start.
Would you start him? Would you start him? If you,
me personally, yes, I would. If it was up to me, I would start him. Start him. Yeah, I'll definitely start him. But Poch won't.
You know, Jackson's got what, like 8 goals, and he's like ditched.
I mean, he could start on the left. He could start on the left. You know, he could start Cam.
He is quite
There's a few positions he could start. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting game. This I'm quite excited. I mean, it's Christmas Eve. That's the only element of it. Well, it is early. It's at 1 in the afternoon. So, gentlemen, if you have got shopping to do it after, do it before. I would say, not after. That's when we all go out and buy our Christmas presents. Chris here says Don's football takes are never challenged. He predicted 4th. Said Gallagher was bad. Said Arsenal isn't good. Chelsea should be happy with the draw. Is what he said.
I just challenged him on the Gallagher bit. Maybe I have to
Bro, I've literally come on here. I've literally come on here and said Gallagher's proved me wrong. I don't mind being proven wrong.
I still can't cope with the fact that you want to see West Ham win. I just think that's unforgivable. I'm sure.
Come on, man. West Ham are, a little
I'm going to out Don here because I think he might have said it on the streams that weren't private. Don went to West Ham's parade for their trophy.
No bloody way.
Of course I did. Yeah. Bro, I live
What's going on, Don, man?
I'm from East, man. This is my local club. All
You
my
are a
boys
disgrace.
all my boys were there. Arsenal fans were there. United fans were there. All
You
my boys.
are a disgrace.
Nah, you and your mates are all West Ham fans, but you just don't want to say it publicly. You know what I mean? It's like, you view West Ham as like a pair of high-tech trainers. You like them, but you don't want anyone to know you like them.
Listen, put it this way. I'm part of history, bro. Yeah, they ain't won a European Cup for
You ain't
44 years.
You are a West Ham fan, Don. Don is a West Ham fan.
Honestly.
West Ham fan.
I was there.
Then you're digging yourself a bigger hole, man. You're seeing
I
it.
lived in Liverpool. I lived in Liverpool when they won a trophy. I'd go on holiday when the parade was on. I wouldn't go, I'm local. I'm going to go out. I don't support them. Come on now.
That was lit, though. It was lit.
Bruv, I dare you. When next time you're at Stamford Bridge around proper Chelsea, to stand there and telling you went to a West Ham parade. I dare you.
I ain't doing that.
I dare you. Go, I love stand up and go, I love West Ham. I'm from East Ham. Tell them.
Embarrassing.
I dare you.
I'm not doing that. You know what, Kate? I know it's a little bit touchy for you guys because they're a little bit closer to you lot. You know what I'm saying? But for us, West Ham, nowhere near us.
If you support a Premier League team, you do not ever want another Premier League team to do well, let alone a London rival. That is absolutely, it's a disgrace. That should be illegal. It's that disgraceful.
It should be illegal. If I become Prime Minister, I'd make it illegal for people to wear another club's football shirt. I'd ban that instantly. Anyone who, honestly, straight in prison, no trial, gulag. Yeah. You're a Man United fan. You got a Borussia Dortmund top on. You go to prison instantly. Done.
Yeah.
Great. Should be a criminal offence.
Listen, every time we face them, it's on every single time. I know a lot of West Ham fans. I bet when they're playing United, all them
when you lose at Upton Park, I reckon there's you. There is you down Green Street. Oh, I'm forever blowing. That's you to the bowling, few pints, off you go home.
What a stadium,
Jelly Deals, that's you, bro. Chaz and Dave on, do you know what I mean? That's you. 100%. Rabbit. I know, that's you, bruv. No, I'm only messing.
West Ham shirt on under his Chelsea shirt. Disgraceful.
Let's do some more of these super chats here. This is a question for Don. What under radar manager would you pick for Chelsea?
Under radar? What, available right now, or just if I could pick?
No, it's talking about under the radar, just unknown.
Yeah, manager. Maybe no one's talking about that you would like.
No one's talking about.
I like what Xabi Alonso's doing right now. To be fair, I do like what he's doing right now.
Isn't he unbeaten in the league?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He is.
I think they've scored something like 60 or 80 goals or something stupid.
It's the Granit Xhaka effect. I'm telling you.
It's crazy what they're doing there. Yeah, I'd say him. I didn't mind Emery, to be honest, before he went to Villa. He's one that I would have taken. After doing what Ange is doing at Spurs, listen, I think he'll do a lot better than what Poch has been doing here, to be fair. But yeah, I'll probably say Xabi Alonso is one I'll be looking at.
Xabi Alonso, fair enough. Manny here says, Don is a West Ham fan. This is a disgracia. Disgracia. Sorry, my English is awful, and that's obviously not English. My ability to read is awful. A point away at Wolves is probably the best Chelsea can hope for. They have been mid-table the whole season and will probably finish there. Can you imagine 2 years at mid-table with $1 billion spent?
Yeah,
I can't imagine.
We got laughed at it for 8th and 8th. Mate, Chelsea are going to go, what, 10th and 12th? Or something mad like that.
Can you imagine? Mehdi says, say it, Don. Come on, you Irons.
Hey, listen, before the Liverpool game, I tweeted it, man. Go check my Twitter. It's right there.
You're actually shameless.
I'm shameless, bro. I'm shameless.
I bet it felt good. I bet it felt good for you to come out the closet, bruv, innit? I bet you felt good. You're like, oh, freedom. I bet you all smiled.
I even put the hammers. I put that on the end of it as well. I said, come on, you Irons.
This year, this talking about the right backs and Matty Cash, Ben White, Trent, Delo, Walker. Them man are right backs. Reece James, on the other hand, that man will be right back. I like that. Chris here says, I was already done that one about Don's football intakes. Reece James was the only player to get a sign of approval from Benzema, Real Madrid players. After the Champions League game. Real Madrid wanted him.
That's reaching, man.
He locked up Vinicius a couple of times as well.
That's crazy. What's the sign of approval? Like a wink or something?
Didn't
thumbs up.
Vinicius Junior go up to? No, but that's crazy.
Sergio Aguero has said that Man United are title contenders this year. Don't sleep on us. So that I'll take that seal of approval from a City legend. That'll do.
That's why Messi said that Romero's the best defender in the world. So they all talk a load of rubbish. Let's be fair.
Owners built a squad to fail. Poch is the fall guy, is what man like Matty says. Interesting. Chris Walker's back again.
With that.
He says, it's not the lineup, it's the players' waffle. Oh, okay. I think he means it's the young Chelsea players rather than anything else. Somebody else who dropped out then? It was Matt. It's not just strikers for Chelsea missing chances. The whole front three consistently missing sitters. I agree, a new striker, but front three is not performing.
I mean, they've scored more goals than Arsenal's front three put together. So, I mean, they're scoring goals, but they're just missing big chances.
You'd swap places with them, wouldn't you?
Of course I would.
This here says, I am confident that we beat Liverpool. We'll come back to the Arsenal stuff later. Don is actually one of the people who speaks facts, is what David says about you there, Don. So
Big up, David. Big up, my bro.
That's a nice
Don't gas
one.
him up too much. How
about yourselves this weekend, Kate? Because you've got a difficult game. I know they lost in the Carabao Cup, but Everton have been in really good form of late. They come to White Hart Lane, though. You're a couple of wins now on the bounce after, after that really poor run. Are you confident that you'll beat them? How are you feeling about it?
It's a little bit worrying because we're without Basuma because he's an idiot, and Udogie as well is going to be out because he got another yellow card. So we're even more of a makeshift team than we were. But I think we should have enough to beat them. I mean, we seem to create a million chances in the first sort of 15 minutes. So we need to be clinical in front of goal and put a couple away. I think it will be a close match. I don't think this was in the golden goals.
No, I don't think it is. No, I don't think it is.
No, I think it'll be 2-1 Spurs. I think it'll be a really tight game. Everton have got this sort of attitude at the minute that it's us against the world, and I love that because they must be sitting there thinking, we've been shafted here. Yes, they cheated, but they got punished instantly. Whereas certain other teams, like the two next to me, seem to be getting away with murder. So I kind of like the way that they are dealing with it. And but I hope it all falls apart, obviously, at the weekend. But yeah, no, I'm reasonably confident. I think we should beat them, but I don't think it'll be a walkover like some fans are saying, because they're playing some nice football. But we just need to be clinical, Richarlison needs to get another goal or two, and up the table we must go and all that.
Well, he's certainly in form at the minute, Richarlison. LB Spurs now, a couple of wins on the bounce after that horrendous run. It does appear the manager has made some adjustments to his system. We saw him go down to 10 men and his players went on the halfway line. So that one nips in the bud. How do you see this one going? Can you see an upset in this game for Tottenham again, or will it be 3 wins on the bounce for Postecoglou's men?
Tricky game, man. And we've got them in our next match, man. They're cooking right now. They've got the standard get charged. Your team seems to win a load of games. So, Terry, man, maybe just get your club to own up to some dodgy deals and you can be successful like us and Everton as well. I don't know. It is weird, isn't it? How this happened to City and then we went on with the treble. It's happened to Everton and they've just gone on 1-4 on the bounce. It unites the whole players and everyone just goes.
It probably happened to City again when you get done again. In the National League, you'll probably win 5-6 on the bounce down there.
Well, maybe it'll be more than you've ever won, but
we didn't cheat. That's why.
No. I think it's a tough game. I think this is a super tough game. Everton are cooking right now. This is actually a weird one because, if you was Everton, because they want to get rid of this 10-point deduction, well, they're not getting relegated. But if they get rid of this 10-point deduction, they might get a transfer ban. It makes you wonder, would you really rather have a transfer ban for a year or something, or would you not just rather take the 10 points? Because there's no way you're getting relegated, isn't it?
With the way they're playing right now, I do mean this with Everton. I think the best thing that happened to them this season was losing 10 points. It's galvanized them. So I know if they're going to stay up, I know they're still only a few. If they keep winning like this, they're going to stay up. So where else? If you finish 10th or you finish 16th, there is a little bit more money to be made, but it doesn't get you into Europe. They're not. They wouldn't, in my opinion, they wouldn't finish in Europe even without the 10-point deduction. Getting a transfer ban could actually impact them.
But that's
far
what
more.
If you was the Everton board now, Terry, and they come back to you and say, right, you can. I know this wouldn't happen, but say they said to you, right, you can either stick with a 10-point deduction or you can have a 1-year transfer ban. Well, I don't know, man. I know. It's like you say, the money will be different, but Everton are not getting relegated.
Clearly, a 10-point deduction is has suited them because they're 4 points behind Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean, if you had 10 points, they'd actually be on 26 points.
Yeah,
and with their goal difference being where it is, they'd be on 10th to 9th in the league.
Done really well considering.
So it's going to be a tough one for Spurs. It's one of those games where I think Spurs will get the chances. They just need, if they're clinical, and that's what I think got them through in their last couple of games. Spurs, they scored their opportunities and then they managed the game well, as it were. You guys have just got to slow down with the aggression. I mean, Romero is 1 yellow card away from another ban, which isn't good, and he's always a moment away from a yellow card. That guy, which is
another ban.
Well, it'll be 5 yellow cards, so it'll be another ban. If he gets it. That's why you guys are linked with Todibo, although Ornstein has put a dagger out there today and said it's unlikely to happen. And of course it's unlikely to happen. Imagine the new part owner of Man United allowing the best centre-back at his club that loads of clubs want to join a Man United rival. I just never see it happening. It'd be a weird one, but I would like that Frenchman. But yeah, it's going to be. I'm excited about this game. I think Spurs will win, though. I think Spurs are going to do 3 on the bounce, and I think the title charge is back on, Kate.
Oh, stop. Don't start saying all that stuff. What does concern Terry, you're just such a fisherman. Honestly, it's outrageous. There's no title charge at the moment at all. But what I will say is I think Ange needs to address the disciplinary issues because, Udogie, Basuma, Romero, it's just unacceptable. These are the differences between winning and losing games. When we've already got Maddison and Van de Ven out and we start losing these players as well, I mean, it's just not good enough. And I know a lot of Tottenham fans make excuses and say, well, that's Romero's game. And if you take that out of his game, he loses something. But no, not for me. You can't. I'd rather sell him and get someone else than have a player that's getting banned every week. Do you know what I mean?
Kate, sorry. Do you think Romero is better than Saliba? I just wanted to.
No.
Okay, no worry. A lot of Spurs fans think he is.
I know they do.
What they're smoking. It winds me the hell up because
the thing is, you can't compare the two because you've only got to look at the mentality of the two to say straight away that Saliba's better. But I also think Van de Ven's a better defender than Romero. And he's only been with us a matter of games. So But for me, yeah, Ange needs. That's the only thing that concerns me at the minute, really. Ange and this disciplinary business. But we'll see. I've got full faith in the big man. I'm sure he'll sort them out.
I'm sure he will. Anyone think Villa are going to go top this weekend?
Yeah,
looks like they might. I wanted to ask you all a question. Obviously, they're not really part of what we call the traditional top six that features on the Terrace, but are they in contention for this title in the same way Liverpool, same way Arsenal are, in your opinion, LB?
Yeah, man, 100%, 100%. So why you shake your head, bro?
That away form ain't there, bro. That away form ain't there. What are you talking about, man?
What do you mean the away form ain't there? That's a myth, you know. Go and have a look at the away table.
Look how they performed against. Look how they performed against Brentford.
They're fifth in the away table. That's a myth, man.
Yeah, sorry, sixth in the away table. They are just behind Everton. Right. Six. Yeah, they're sixth in the away table on 14 points. But the team that's top of the away table only has 18 points.
Exactly. So we need to stop talking about this. This is a bit of. No, they're definitely in it, man. The next fixtures, yeah, Sheffield United, Man United, Burnley, Everton. They're games that they can win 4 in a row. Aston Villa in a title race.
Just casually.
Well, it is, you know. Aston Villa will be expected to go to Old Trafford and win that game the way they're playing. So they should be winning the next 4 matches. I really, really like how their club is approaching it different to everybody else. And they're actually saying that they're in a title race. Emi Martinez coming out saying, we're in a title race, we're going for it. I respect it. I think they should go for it, man. They've got the 3rd best manager in this division. They've got a better squad than everyone gives them credit for. They've got great players. They've just beaten City. They've just beaten Arsenal. Go for it, man. You know what I mean? No one's gonna say Emery out at the end of the year if they don't get it. Do you know what I mean? Just go for it and see what happens. But definitely they're in a title race. They should win the next 4 games. And if they do, they'll probably be top of the table.
Yeah, that is fact. I got smoked on my Premier League predictions. I put Arsenal, City, Liverpool, and Aston Villa in the top 4 because what Unai Emery did at the end of last season was unbelievable. They were like unbeaten on such a long streak, and they just kept on winning and winning and winning. And eventually, they obviously got European football. But I actually think they will get UCL next season. I will think they do. Because they
who do they finish above? Who misses out? Because there's talk now on that because UEFA basically they're scrapping the new additional teams. That looks like the 5th place thing is going to go. So that's top 4 only. Who makes top 4? Who misses out? Spurs, in your opinion?
I think. I mean, I had Spurs 9th because I didn't know what Ange was going to do. I didn't know what Ange was going to do. No, seriously, I didn't know what Ange was going to do. So I had Man United 5th and Chelsea 6th because I expected Chelsea to at least, like attempt to challenge to Europe, but obviously it's not panned out that way so far. But I had them above Man United and Chelsea, and then Newcastle in 7th.
Yo, can I ask Saad, bro? Why you shake your head before, bro? Why did you shake your head? Oh, you're muted. You're muted, bro.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Was that about Aston Villa? Or...
Yeah. When I said Aston Villa, you started shaking your head.
Because firstly, the away form, I don't think the away form is there. And even if the away form is there, I know that Emery's got an end to this run. He done the exact same thing with us, won 21 games at a bounce, or whatever it was. And then eventually the run comes to an end. It's simple as that.
Personally, I think he was at the wrong club at the wrong time when he was at Arsenal because at Aston Villa, there's nowhere near the amount of pressure that he would have at Arsenal, and especially after Arsene Wenger left. Like he had insane pressure to get cups and deliver top 4, and he didn't do that because of pressure, I think. But
yeah, I get that. A question I'd have, LB. Last year, when Arsenal fans in December said they're in a title race, everyone said it's too early. That's my only pushback on Villa. Not that they can't be, but why this year have the media and rivals been very quick to say Spurs and especially Villa are in title races, but everybody pushed back against Arsenal and said title races don't start till the last 5 to 10 games. Why is that? And you may not have done, but why is the rhetoric around that changed this season?
Probably because of how good Aston Villa are, and they've got a better manager than Arsenal. Emery's an elite level coach. He's a better coach than Arteta. They've got great players. They've got World Cup winner in there in Martinez at the back, and they're a great team. No one's saying they will go and win it, but we can sit here. I think we can sit here comfortably and say Aston Villa are in a title race right now. You know what I mean? They are in a title race, and You know, Saad, you say that like, that you know, they've got a poor away form, but even if they do have a good away form, like, bro, they've either got a good away form or they've not. You know what I mean? Like, they've won one less game than Spurs, who have the best away form in the division. So that's that. You know, we need to stop talking about that. They've got a good team and they can go and do it 100%. And the difference is as well, Terry, they're approaching it different. Because you remember last year in January, yeah, when Arsenal were in this title race, one of the reasons why people were saying they weren't in a title race is because one of their board members, I don't know who it was, come out and said, we're not in a title race. We're just going for top 4. They approached it completely different. And so did Newcastle. Newcastle said the same thing. They're not in a title race. When Newcastle went to the Emirates early on in the season or whenever it was, and Eddie Howe said, no, we're not in a title race. Aston Villa are approaching it different. They're telling us they're in a title race.
Arsenal fans were just shook as well. Like, we can just scrap the board. The fans were just shook. They didn't want to admit they're in the title race because they knew they'd end up, do you know what I mean, coming second anyway. And that's what it was. Aston Villa, like you said, they've got a different mentality.
I don't know.
But that's what you guys are saying.
It was top 4 at that point, because that was just sort of
what in January.
Certain people
in
that
January,
not in January, but like, I mean, I don't know. I still think some of the Arsenal fan base heads were still a top 4 is absolutely fine. It's progress, but I think come towards maybe March time is when we started to realize that okay, we could actually win the title now.
The thing is, though, this is it. We live in this weird polarized world. You can still be happy with top 4 if you fail to win a league, but have the ambition to win the league. This weird, well, you have to be. The way people act now is, well, if I want to win the league, well, and then if you don't, you have to be completely angry with that outcome. That's not necessarily true either. Do you get what I mean? I think you can do both. I like what Villa are doing. I agree with LB. It's why I wanted to get someone else's opinion. I think they will. They could be in this title race, and I love the fact they're saying we want to win the league because if you aim for there, the least you're going to get is probably top 4. If you start aiming for top 4, and that goes, it's a mindset thing. You know, you've got to aim for the top, and I like what they're doing at the minute. And I do think there's an element here. I'm certainly feeling as a Man United fan. I know Arsenal fans will feel it. A manager like him comes in and with a year and a half challenges for a Premier League with it's one of those things that will throw the sort of spanner in the work towards it. It takes 4, 5, 6 years to build a team that can challenge. Whether it's sustainable long term, we will see. But I think they've done an impeccable job. They play great football. And Unai Emery is a very good manager. I just think it was the right love at the wrong time for him at Arsenal. When he went away, rebuilt, won more trophies. Now he's come back to Villa, and Villa are sort of that dark horse this year that I think are making the Premier League even more exciting. If they win tomorrow night, they sit top of the league. And we'll get to Arsenal and Liverpool later, but if you guys draw, then they get to be top at the table at Christmas. And no one, in my opinion, probably barring a few diehard Villa fans, no one predicted that at the beginning of the season. So, what a breath of fresh air they have been, in my opinion. It's been great to see. It really, really has. Viewers, give us your thoughts and opinions on whether you believe they will be in a title race or not. Question I've got for you, Saad, and I don't want to know. I want a reason. I want a why behind the what. Do you think Aston Villa could finish above Arsenal?
No.
Why not?
Because I think our team is just way better than theirs. We have more quality than them in numerous positions. I think our defense is better than theirs. I think our midfield is better than theirs. Their attack might be the only place where they're a bit more clinical. They finish their chances a bit more than us. But I think midfield and defense were just better than them, especially defense. I think our defense is the best in the league, and with a defense that can get you very high in the table, if you have a good defense behind a team who's stable. The only thing that's wrong with us right now is that we're not finishing our chances. We just peaked in creating chances, but we're not finishing them at the moment. So I feel like once certain players come back, some players are going to be coming back, i.e. Partey, who I'm hoping is going to come back very soon. Once certain players come back, I should see us begin to finish our chances, because we're going to have a few more line breakers in the team. And I think there's no way they can finish above us. In my personal opinion, that's just my opinion. I think we've just got better players in our team.
You don't look convinced, Kate.
No, I mean Arsenal are a very good team. I think their defence is far superior to Villa's, but I don't think it's fair to say that you've got a much better squad than they have. I think their attack's way more dangerous than yours. I think their keeper arguably is as good as either of yours, and I think their midfield on their day can be as good as yours. So I think you're dismissing Villa a bit too quickly. And I'm not, everyone knows I don't rate Arteta, but, that's just me. I think Emery's the sort of manager that can get you over the line. I'm not sure that Arteta is the man. So I hope that you're proved massively wrong and Villa do finish above you lot, because I think you're not giving them the credit they deserve.
No, I'll give them the credit. I'll give them the credit they deserve. 100%, I'll give them the credit they deserve. If they finish in the top 4 this season, at the end, then that is remarkable. That is remarkable. But Unai Emery always starts hot at every team that he's at. He came to us. He started off. He went on that 21 game unbeaten or 22, whatever it was, unbeaten run, and eventually it stopped. And the same way it will happen here, unless he proves us wrong. He proves me wrong. And listen, for Aston Villa, I don't mind Aston Villa. I don't care if they're in the title race or not, because I'm going for the title. I think we are going to win it, but listen, I don't care if they're in the title race or not. Do you know what I mean? If they are, then they are. Big ups to all their fans. Like, congratulations to all their fans. You're in the title race. You're in top 4. You're competing. Fair enough. If Unai Emery's taking you there, I have nothing against Unai Emery personally. Like, I don't think they will finish above us. I'm not even trying to disrespect them in any way. I'm just stating facts. Our defense is better than theirs, and our midfield is better than theirs.
Yeah,
the only thing they have is clinical edge. The only thing they have is clinical edge in the attack. That's what I'm saying.
If you get a Saliba injury again, then what?
We get Declan Rice at centre back. Simple.
He's already tried that. He's already tried that as well. That's the funny thing. He has already tried Declan Rice at centre back.
Yeah.
Arteta in the presser. Yeah. No.
Sorry. This is Kate. With all due respect, your hate for Arsenal is bigger than your love for Spurs. Big up to all you guys. Happy holidays.
No, it's not. But you're right. I'm a Tottenham fan. I hate Arsenal probably as much as any Arsenal fan hates Spurs. And it'd be weird if I was up here saying that I didn't. But my comment about Arteta is I try and see things from fans' perspectives, right? And I really do. And I just think, if I was an Arsenal fan and I had a manager that spent 800 million and hadn't won anything, I know you're going to say won an FA Cup with Emery's team. Yeah. But for me, Arsenal fans that I knew growing up, when the Arsene Wenger days were there, they would not have accepted that. But Arsenal fans these days, they don't care. They're just like, oh, but he's building. And it just amazes me. But, crack on.
But people forget that Arteta has only managed for 4 years. He's in his first manager job.
Exactly.
And he started off at Arsenal. Whereas,
so how many years you're going to give it without winning something before you start to say he's already
won something? He's won an FA Cup
with Emery's team. So how long are you going to give him
it? He still beat Man City. He still beat Chelsea.
Of course, in the manner that he wins trophies, obviously the trophies that he wins, I want to see a Premier League or a Champions League possibly. Yeah. Maybe not a Champions League yet because they still need a bit of experience, but I want to see a Premier League at least in the next 1 to 2 years. This year, I'm hoping, and I think we can win it. I'm hoping that we can win it. If not next year. And then if that doesn't happen, then obviously some conversations have to be had about whether he is right to carry on with the squad. But I feel like Arteta at this moment in time has built this squad from absolute scratch. Arteta's done such a good job where last year I got told by multiple fans, about 10, 20 fans, all came to tell me the same thing. This is a fluke. You will not be here next year. This time now, I'm sitting here. I topped my group in the UCL. They told me I wouldn't be able to handle both competitions. I topped my UCL group and I was sitting top of the league. So if people can come in and tell me all of that, I managed to hold my end of the deal. I was top of the league and I topped my UCL group. I was able to handle both competitions. I think that's growth from Mikel Arteta. He's growing slowly. He's growing, and eventually he will hit the nail on the head and he will get that title.
There we go. Tony here says, as an Arsenal fan, our team is better as a whole, sure, but you can't say Villa won't finish in front of us for sure. Leicester's team wasn't the best, but won it, and it happens. Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, no,
this
it's not impossible, but we're just saying that
I don't think it will. Yeah,
probability-wise, it probably won't happen.
yeah. Waffle, Arsenal had 50 points in 19 games. It was just hate last year, is what Sky King says. Sorry. Come on, my Arsenal fans. Villa are dangerous up there, up for it. Definitely dangerous. Spurs' title challenge was over before it even started, is what D has got to say here. On this weekend, obviously, we know Saturday 5:30. There is a massive, massive game. And I'm not talking about the World Club Championships or whenever that is. Liverpool host Arsenal. And we're going to get into some of the head-to-heads, tactics and everything else. But I want to ask a question based on a very interesting statement really made by Jurgen Klopp. And I'm going to ask this to JJ first. Do Arsenal scare Liverpool and Klopp in the sense of he's really desperate for the fans to make a noise? You almost alluded to, without the fans, I don't think we can beat them. What was your take on him saying that?
I think he respects what Arsenal are. But, I mean, it's nothing compared to what Arteta was doing a couple of seasons ago, playing speakers and getting the players to train with You'll Never Walk Alone playing in the background. So, I mean, who's scared of who? I'm not really sure. I mean, Arteta saw that, you know, up 2-0 up in the game still didn't secure them a victory. Do you know what I mean? They still ended up drawing the game. They haven't won at Anfield. I think Klopp just understands the power that the fans can have at Anfield. And I think you'd be silly as a manager to not go see something and not want everything in place for a big game, which it is. I think imagine he turned around and said, actually, you guys be quiet. It's fine. Don't attend. It's all right. It's all right. We'll just do, I mean, we'll play the game instead. It's like, no, like you got to use our fans. The fans are a massive part of what Anfield is. But I wouldn't call it like fear. I'd say it's respect, and I think Arsenal should take it as respect. Yeah, he respects what Arsenal can bring. He knows Arsenal are a good team at this moment in time. But fear, I mean, if anything, Arteta is the one probably more fearful than anything. Do you know what I mean? Because he hasn't won there, and he knows if he doesn't, the pressure starts to ramp up on him very quickly because he hasn't got any credit in the bank. So that's the way I look at it personally.
How about yourself, Gooners? Are you fearful of this game? You haven't won there since 2012, but then you hear these words from Jurgen Klopp about essentially saying, without the fans making enough noise, it's going to be very, very hard for us to win. How are you feeling about it individually ahead of this huge game?
I'll let you go
first, Matt. Oh, shall I go? This game can go either one or two ways. It can either be a wicked game, end to end, this and that. We're going at each other, jabs, or it can be defense versus defense, and it can be possibly a 0-0 or a 1-0. Somebody just gets a goal. Somebody just gets over the edge and scores it. That's the way this game can go. Obviously, for me, I'm coming into this game. I'm confident in my team. I'm confident that we can go there and do a job. But I'm also wary, and I show Liverpool the respect that they deserve, because even though, like I said in the match reaction after Liverpool and Man United, when you asked me, I said this changes nothing. Even though they lost against, or they drew against Man United, it was technically a loss for them because they could have won that game. When they drew against Man United, look what they came and done to West Ham. They played them off the park. But it's whether he plays that kind of team, because he made a lot of changes in that team, if I'm not wrong. I think he brought different players in. He changed the team around a bit. So yeah, listen, it depends on how the game is approached. But for me, I'm going into this confident. I think my team can do the job, and I think we can go there and we can get the win against Liverpool.
Well, it's a tricky place to go, mate. You know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah, no, I'm saying.
You don't have to tell me, bro. I scored 2 goals there, left with a draw, bro. I know how hard it is to go there,
no, it's a difficult place to play football, and listen, it's going to be a good one. I'm hoping for a draw, obviously, because that'll be a great result for City. But I think whoever wins this game probably is. Did they go favourites for the title? Do you know what I mean? I think they might be. You know, whoever wins the game. I think it's a great opportunity for Arsenal, because if they can win this game, I think that tells me more about their mentality than it does their quality. You know what I mean? We all know Arsenal are a good side, right? But if they can go win the football match, I think that tells you, this team is serious, man. It's probably one of the most difficult places to go and win, other than the Etihad Stadium. So, if they can go and get the win, Arsenal, that'd be huge. Not just because of the 3 points. I actually think that the 3 points come second here. If they can win, imagine the confidence that gives the players, because maybe some of them players are feeling a little bit like imposter syndrome type thing of like, maybe they don't believe that they should be in a title race, because that certainly seems to be what happened last year when the mentality just completely evaporated and Arsenal completely bottled the title. But if they go and beat Liverpool, I think that'll give the players the confidence that, no, you are good enough to go and win the league. So it's more than the 3 points. This is it's not like that for Liverpool. Liverpool know that, if Liverpool don't have to win this game, if Liverpool draw the game, everyone knows that Liverpool is still serious and that. But for Arsenal, I think this could be a hurdle, especially because they beat City early on in the season. If Arsenal can go and win this, man, the confidence that has to give the players, that would be absolutely huge.
You know the 2 most important games for me this season, yeah? Liverpool away and Manchester City away. Going to Anfield and the Etihad. If we can get a win in both those games, that is massive. Because I could tell this team, you know what? We've gone to the grounds of 2 teams that are serious in this league right now, and we've beat them. And especially if we do the double against Man City, I think that does madness for the players, man. I think it fills them with so much confidence, because this is, in my eyes, whatever happens with City right now, how they're playing, I think that's just a purple patch of dropping form and all of that. Right now, if they beat Man City and do the double on them, that is the best team in the world you have just beaten. Done a double over the best team in the world. I mean, bro, for me, that has to be the best confidence booster you can ever have. The best confidence booster you can ever have.
Yeah, but same way you obviously you were talking about Aston Villa a moment ago, shaking your head, saying, nah, like, look, I'll give them the respect when they do it and that. Let's just be honest. Like, you guys came second one season and they're in the title race again. Like, until you go and do it, like all this talk about, that will give you confidence and stuff. But ultimately, you have to go and deliver on something. So whether that's the Champions League, whether it's the Premier League, you have to deliver on something. For me, to go and look at you guys as, you're contending. Even if you were to go and beat us at Anfield, which I think statistically, it looks like you're not going to. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think tactically, I think the way the game's going to go, I actually think it might go in our favour or be a draw. But until you guys do it, whether you beat City once, City twice, you need to get the job done. And there will be different challenges and different hurdles that come. You might be up against Bournemouth back end of the season, and that might be a difficult game that you have to overcome. And that's a different challenge in itself when you know that you've got Liverpool, Aston Villa potentially, and City all chasing you. Do you know what I mean? So until you do it, look, fair play to you, good team, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think Arsenal have clicked. Like I said to you before, Saad, I don't think Arsenal have clicked into gear yet. And I think there's got a couple gears more to go. And until you hit those gears, I'm still a bit tentative about Arsenal, because you've had, performances where you had obviously the good performance against Luton, and not Luton, Brighton, but then you had the Luton game, which was a bit of a shaky one. Do you know what I mean? So we'll have to just wait and see.
Do you know what? Sorry, Matt. I know you want to go, bro. Sorry. Do you know what the big difference is for us this season? Declan Rice in that midfield has completely changed the way we play. Has completely changed. This guy defensively will put in a masterclass of a performance, and I've even seen him now. He's starting to ping balls across the pitch, and they're falling in front, dead balls in front of the wingers. So Declan Rice is just evolving, getting better and better and better every single game that he plays for Arsenal. He's just getting more better.
Just to ask, just because I want to know from an Arsenal fan's perspective, he's the key to Arsenal winning the game. Like, if he has a good game
for this game,
if he doesn't, for this game coming up,
I think he's the difference from last season. The difference to us winning the game. I think he makes a massive difference just with his confidence and with how he plays and how he tries to the positions that he covers. Because Declan Rice on a pitch will cover so many positions. He'll be covering the line as a DM and trying to intercept passes. Then all of a sudden, one of the centre backs has gone forward and he's playing in their position as a centre back. then he's playing left back because the left back's inverted into midfield. So Declan Rice covers so many different positions, and sometimes I just look him on the pitch and I look at his movements and how he's reading the game and what position he's going to. He's always in the right place. That's why against Brentford he was able to hit it off the line. That's why against City at home he was able to hit it off the line as well. Make a goal line clearance on 2 occasions because he knows how to read the game, how to be in the right position. He can literally. This guy does not let anything get past him. He doesn't let anything get past him. When he has a bad game, I think that can have drastic effects on us.
Quick question about Declan Rice. I want to throw it out to the panel. Has he been the best player in the Premier League this season?
Yes.
Yeah.
Without doubt.
Yeah.
Without doubt. He's been better than Rodri this season, although overall, I still think Rodri is the best DM in the world. But right now, Declan Rice is the best DM in the league and the best player in the league, in my opinion, because of the effect that he's had on the team and how consistent he's been and how he's not picked up really any yellow cards at all, like Rodri and Basuma.
What did the panel make of that? Because I see a lot of Arsenal fans talking about it, that he's their best player this season. He's the best player in the league. Like LB, normally it's a City player that's got that, being crowned with that. Do you look at Declan Rice this year and think, do you know what, I can imagine him winning that award at the end of the year?
Maybe. Listen, I think Declan Rice is a good signing. I don't know who I'd say is a top player in the Premier League, but you say he's made you better, but you got less points than you had last year.
But
so
look
how's he made you better?
We've conceded 15 goals.
Well, goals conceded don't win. You know, it's points that win your titles, man. You know what I mean? You just said he's made your team better, yet you've got less points than last year. So how's he made you better?
Points win you games. Defense win you titles.
I think that's because of obviously us not scoring at the moment, starting off the season, not being as fluid as we were, not being able to knock teams out. Even when we're dropping points because we're not finishing our chances.
Yeah.
Both games that we drop points. Both was that?
Yeah, I'm just being facetious. No, I think he's a good player.
But LB, both games that we drop points, both games, the Aston Villa and the Newcastle, both games. Newcastle first half, I think we could have tucked them away 2-0.
Yeah.
Aston Villa could have been tucked in away 4-5-0. But we just did not take our chances.
But quick one. With in regards to Declan Rice, Declan Rice is a good player. But is that more testament to how good Declan Rice has been, or is it the fact that a lot of key players this season have either left the Premier League that were once regarded as the best? You got like Gundogan, you got Mahrez as an example. De Bruyne has been out injured. Do you know what I mean? City haven't been as good as they are. Liverpool are still coming back to their best. Salah hasn't been his best. Are we looking at him saying he's been the best because he's been this standout amongst this group of standout players? Or when you look around in the league right now, it's like, yeah, early in the season we'll talk about Maddison, but he's been injured now, so he's out the running. We're not really talking about De Bruyne. City been on a dip, so Rodri ain't been that great, and now there's this.
Well, that's kind of like
that are not as good as last year, but are doing well now. And because he's the big signing, he's the marquee signing, and everyone's eyes are on him. It's like cool. And bear in mind, I'm not saying he's a bad player. Like I'm caveating it. I'm saying he's a good player. But
is he really being much better than compared to Xhaka? Yeah, last year Xhaka. Like, how much better is he doing than Xhaka? Because Xhaka was mint.
Xhaka he wasn't a DM for us last season.
Yeah,
but Havertz is his replacement.
Yeah, but Xhaka's still
like a top.
Yeah, but Xhaka's still a top player. Do you know what I mean? So like, and you've replaced there. Yeah, I see what you see. You replace him with Havertz, but like to say I don't know to say that Rice has come in and made you a lot better. I don't know if that's true.
He scored us last-minute winners against Man United and Luton away.
Yeah, but no, that's not how you judge if a player makes you better. You judge on the team.
Of course,
I'm saying
he's made that impact though.
No. I think Rice will make you better in big games. I think in the big games against City, Liverpool, Man United. I think in these games, that's where you'll see the benefit of Rice. I don't think when you're playing Luton Town at home, Sheffield United at home, I don't think that he's going to have too much of an impact on there. I think because some of the best games that I've heard you guys talk about is the big games. And I think that's where you're going to get the biggest impact from Declan Rice. But to say he's the best player in the league, I don't think he's the best player in the league.
But consistently, who has been the best player in the league then?
I'd have to think about it. I don't know. But I don't think he's been the best
But that's my point. You have to think about it when it's clearly Declan Rice because of how consistent he's been.
Why is it clearly Declan Rice?
Because of how consistent he's been.
What about how consistent?
Wrong in any game this season.
No, but if we're talking about player, then what about how consistent Alisson's been or how consistent Virgil van Dijk's been? Based on how consistent someone is. Like, do you know what I mean?
Vicario is arguably one of the best signings.
Vicario's another one as well. Yeah, that's
incredible.
That's what I'm saying.
Declan Rice was 105 million. Vicario was 17.5. Do you know what I mean?
He's also made a few mistakes though.
What, and Declan Rice has been perfect this season?
No, he hasn't.
He's been near perfect. He's not made any mistakes.
He has been perfect.
He has barely made any mistakes.
Yeah,
He's been perfect.
Jerry, if you find me a game, man. Find me a game where you drop.
Find me any mistake Declan Rice has made.
Declan Rice has been invisible in a couple of games this season. Maybe
you
for
find
the
me the
majority.
game. You find me the game, and then I'll hold my hands up.
You talk about him like he's the Messiah. Sometimes I've seen him and I thought he's good. He's a very good player, but come on.
But the pressure he's had with 100 million price tag on his back, players like Enzo Fernandez and other players haven't hacked it. And Declan Rice
that's my point. But that's my point. That's what I'm saying. He's a good player. He's dealt with that price tag. But it's like this price tag is putting everyone's blinkers are now on Declan Rice.
Yeah,
He's this golden child.
Think of Declan Rice. They think of Enzo Fernandez.
No, but think about it. If you had signed him, if Declan Rice, some unknown player, if some random player that you signed from like the Austrian league had the same performance, you wouldn't be saying he's the best player in the league. You'd be like, Ryan, yeah, he's just underrated. You know, he's a really, really good player. That's what you'd be saying to me. But because he's missed England. He's come from West Ham for a massive price. That whole transfer saga was surrounding Arsenal and West Ham's negotiations for him. City obviously coming in for him as well. The fact you picked City or City backed out of that whole deal. Now it's like, yeah, he's got to perform and well done. He's doing well. Do you know what I mean? He's doing well. But are you guys doing better than last season statistically? No. Do you know what I mean? You're like you said, you're needing Declan Rice to go help you score last minute winners, which to me doesn't necessarily mean you guys are performing at an outstanding level. It means that, do you know what I mean? You guys are struggling to get through games and then needing similarly to Liverpool, needing to get last minute goals. That's why I look at it.
Get that last minute goal.
Can I just quickly let me just because the way he's helped us this season, defensively he's helped. Defensively, he's helped. He is part of why that defense is the way it is, why we haven't conceded as many goals as last season. He is one of the main reasons, as well as Saliba and Gabriel. Of course, you can give your hats off to them as well, of course.
He's made 2 goal clearances, by the way.
Because he is one of the main reasons because of how well he protects his back line. He is the first person you see when you're approaching that back line.
Well, we all know Declan Rice is a good player, man. No one's saying he's not a good player.
But it's not even just that. It's not even just that. The reason why I'm saying he's my player of the season is because this guy has come from West Ham, a team that does not keep possession. He has come into a possession-based team, and we've all seen what's happened over LB's team. Mateus Nunes has come into that team that keeps possession, and you have to take time to get used to it. Rice has not taken time to get used to nothing. He's coming and straight away hit the ground.
That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. That's completely irrelevant.
Away, hit the ground running. Straight away, hit the ground running.
No,
do you know how many player of the matches he has got this season?
Oh,
he's got about 9 player of the matches this season.
Yeah, but Ange Postecoglou got 4 managers of the match on a row. You're not going to say he's the best manager in the league. For God's sake, you're so deluded. Just put your head down a little bit.
The Ange
Postecoglou is a good player. But look at someone like look at Diarra.
He's got 3
Aston Villa from nowhere, and he's been brilliant. Kudos.
He's got 3 managers of the match, not 4.
Brilliant. Declan Rice was already Premier League proven, and yes, he's done really well at Arsenal. But God, you guys are so cringe. You think everything about your team is the best. And you don't win nothing. I don't think anything about Spurs is the best. I know that's why we don't win nothing.
I'm not even going to go there.
We've got so much chest, and yet all you do is bottle it year in, year out.
Okay. 1 second, Kate. Because the thing is, I say that Declan Rice is the best player so far this season. And you guys say, "Oh, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?" He has been. There's other players you could put on that level. You could put Vicario. You can bring up James Maddison if he didn't get injured. Do you know what I mean? You could use other players to say, "Oh, you know what? They have been at a level." But Declan Rice has been at a level. I said to you guys, if you guys want to get me a game where he was invisible, I'll say fair enough. Okay, he had games where he was off. But for me, I've watched every single game this season. Every single game. Premier League, Champions League, it doesn't matter. He's
also been available every single game played.
Availability, is that what we're saying? No.
Nobody's using availability. Nobody's using availability. Hold on.
We are going to leave it there because you could go around in circles. It was great listening to you all debate on that one. Viewers, give us your thoughts. Give us your feelings in the comment section below. We're going to get some super chats before we break down this game and do score predictions. This here says this City fan this City fan has have time now. How has been the best player so far that season? Is that my reading or he's writing? I'm confused.
No, it doesn't make sense.
All right, cool.
I think he's basically implying that he's had time to think of.
I think he's saying who has been
because I gave him time
this season.
Oh, okay, I get you now. Sorry. The points Arsenal got in 19 games last season is one of the best ever in English football. So topping that would be close to impossible. Don't bring it up is what Clint. Well, in fairness to LB, he did say that he was being facetious. So there we go. Salah has been better than Rice this season. Well, not according to Lee Gunner and Craig. He's finished. According to them, he's finished. They have said. Arteta wins is 1-0 at Anfield. Keep dreaming, Gunners, is what Curran's
got to say. He's also 1-0 against Man City until this season.
How many matches has Arteta won against Klopp? Just one at the Emirates. Last time also Arteta at top when they came to Anfield. We will bottle up Arsenal 3-1.
Wow. We're breaking all the curses, I'm telling you.
I know you're going to break them all. LB can't be that slow, man. Less points because more teams have stepped up. Simple maths. When one team gets 100 points, it's because other teams didn't step up.
Oh, fairs, bro.
I love it. Tevin here, one of our members, says, so Liverpool don't win. It's nothing to be concerned about. But if Arsenal don't win, we aren't serious.
No one said that though. No one said that. No one said that. This is the thing with Arsenal fans, man. You can't say anything about them because they just start crying. What we're saying is Liverpool have won the Champions League and the Premier League in the last 5 years, yeah? We know they're a serious team. We know they can win. Arsenal bottled the league last year and they bottled the top four last year, the year before. So what we're saying is if Arsenal go and beat Liverpool, that, to me, shows me that there's a mentality shift within the Arsenal team and that they could probably go on and win the league. But if they don't, it doesn't mean they can't win the league. It just, my doubts about their mentality haven't gone.
It shows that barrier is still there. It shows the
barrier.
I agree with you,
but there is still half the season left to be played. If, for instance, we played at Anfield and there was 10 games remaining, then I would definitely understand your point. But there's half the season left to play.
There is. LFC, My Religion, says Arsenal scare Klopp. Very strange. It's a question. It's just a question. I don't understand why people get so triggered by questions in 2023. I'm confident that we can beat Liverpool 2-1 is what Daniel says. Big up yourself. This is, I think, back at Saad that says you had a Europa League group. Calm down.
That's fine. And I walked it. Thanks. Cheers.
Arsenal are bottlers for 2 years now. I believe in them. He's got Thanos City has got to say. Steve runs says these two Arsenal fans show exactly how Arsenal standards are on the floor and fans accept it. If they had a proven winner in charge last season and this season, they win the title. Arteta ain't it.
Okay, then Arteta out then. Is that what you want to say? Arteta out, there we go.
I mean, if anyone can get wins against Man City and Liverpool at Anfield with Rob Holding at the back, let me know. Because
there we go.
Jesus.
Pete here says Spurs telling us what is good for us. Ridiculous. It's not Spurs telling you, it's Kate.
Yeah, I'm not telling you what's good for you. I'm just saying, I just thought Arsenal fans had higher standards in the old days when I was young, all them many moons ago. But nowadays, you seem to be
10 years, 5 years ago, Kate. 5 years ago, love. 5 years ago. Some Arsenal fans back to being overconfident again. Thought they'd learnt their lesson last season, having spent most nights in first. Football is a humbler, is what S says. Tony here says there's no Jota anymore. As an Arsenal fan, he scared me more than anyone. I don't get it. That bloke was annoying. Big up to the panel. Thanks for entertaining my night shift here in Australia. Big up, Tony. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your night.
Terry, it's not even just Jota that scared me, man. It was Firmino. That guy, I hate him.
Yeah, that guy always scored the winner or whatnot.
Bro, he hated us.
Banner on the pitch. Of course, Kate would say you don't win nothing. She knows all about not winning.
See, I was going to mention that, but just no.
Yeah, that's a really original one. I've never heard that. Ever heard that before. Amazing.
Best player in the team. Best player in the team. Sitting top. Rivals can't possibly be the best player in the league thus far, is what Martin says here.
Crazy.
Poor Jerry is going on the Arsenal hate video.
No,
I think he means I'm going to click. I'm saying Jerry hates Arsenal or something like that. I think it's something at me. Arsenal defensive record is identical to it last season. Stop capping. Oh
no, I can bring up.
I don't think it is identical.
I'll get the stats.
We can clearly see folks rattled by Arsenal, is what the Dark says here. Gunners, if you want to borrow double decker from United, otherwise it's going to be a nightmare at Anfield. Oh, right. Yeah, we got our bus smashed up there, didn't we? This was a waffling clinic. Ask each of the players on the panel the player of the season. I'll have to think about it. It's not acceptable, is what Dow says here. Thank you, Dow. In terms of this game, how's it going, Saad? Are you winning? Are you losing? Tell us now. Get your predictions in. Viewers, let us know how you think it's going as well.
I think we're going to win 2-1. I don't see Liverpool not scoring against us. So I think the prediction for us is going to be 2-1. I don't think we're going to park the bus. It's not Arteta's way of playing. Yeah, he might do something like a mid block where the players drop down a slight bit, but we'll still be playing our football, trying to play on the flanks. I'm hoping that we can go centrally a bit, because we don't normally go centrally in games. We always attack the flanks. So if we can go centrally, I think that can be a surprise for Klopp. But yeah, I think it's going to be a 2-1 win for Arsenal.
How about yourself, JJ? At home, really want to bounce back after the United game. Massive win last night against West Ham. How do you see it going, mate?
I think we're going to win 3-1. To be fair, I think we're going to win 3-1. I think Klopp realizing he has to play that donkey out on the left wing to run in Darwin Núñez. I think that's been a blessing in disguise, that game against West Ham, because I think that kind of allows them to isolate one player, not have to get involved in build up, and it means that we've always got an outlet. The confidence that some of our players would have got from just getting goals. There's a lot of talk about Gakpo, Szoboszlai, not really performing up to standard. These types of players, they're confidence players or have been. So look, it's going to be an interesting game. I think I expect Arsenal, as Saad said, to step up in the game. And if they do, it means that there's space in behind. I don't think they'll sit back, which means that's when Liverpool are at their most dangerous. If he decides to sit back now, that changes kind of my prediction. So I would be surprised if Arteta was to go away from what he does. Maybe show us a bit more respect than I would anticipate. But if he comes to play and gives us space in behind, I think that, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how that runs. But yeah, 3-1 for me, man.
How about yourself, Matty? Where, if you believe you can beat Liverpool, where are the weaknesses for Arsenal to exploit, and what do you think the score will be?
I don't think that midfield is as strong as it was at the start of the season. Obviously, McAllister is apparently going to miss it. Gravenberch will potentially be fit for the bench. So I think our midfield could overpower them in terms of physically and just technically as well. And I think we're going to win 2-1. I think it'll be a close game. I don't think we're going to blow them out of the waters. I think we may do something that we tried against Man City, which worked for the first half, which was we didn't sit back, but we didn't let City play their game against us. And I feel like that's what we're going to try and do against Liverpool at Anfield.
Was that playing Rice and Jorginho in the midfield, innit? When
Yeah.
we did the defensive, two defensive players.
I mean, he can do that. The problem we've got though is obviously we can go very, very direct, and we don't have to use our midfield. Our midfield can just do the running for us like we've done before. And if we go direct, this is what I'm saying. This is why I'm saying Nunes playing out wide where he can be the outlet. I remember, for example, his performance last season against Tottenham, where Liverpool are still down in the dumps, but you leave space in behind, and I mean you play that passing behind, then it's going to cause a problem. And with Trent's passing, with Szoboszlai still on the pitch, and with Salah and Nunes' pacing behind, with Gakpo dropping in, that's going to be a problem for you. So we don't need to necessarily have the ball. We don't necessarily need to have the ball.
All I'll say is with Saliba in the back line and Gabriel, this season, not a lot of people have been able to get past them. And even if they do get past them, Saliba is normally right there. Right.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. We don't have Rob Holding anymore.
No, that's true. I hear that side, but you're still facing a team that's had the most shots by far out of any team in the Premier League.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So regardless, obviously, of course, we still need to do the business. We still need to be clinical. We need to obviously make sure that you can put the ball in the back of the net. But in terms of chances, we are going to have chances against you. That's not an issue at all.
And we have also conceded the least shots on target as well.
Yeah, but you haven't faced. That's my point. And you haven't faced Liverpool, and we've got Alisson in goal, which is obviously a massive boost. Which means, of course, like if you look at kind of goals conceded, we're level. We've got the same amount of goals conceded in the Premier League.
We'll be very close.
So when you're talking,
it's going to be great.
So yeah.
It's going to be great.
Potential to be game of the season.
It certainly does. We're going to do everybody's score predictions now because we're also going to play and go through our golden goals predictions. If you don't have the BetMGM app, get it downloaded now. Scan that QR code on the screen or click on our link in the live comment section or in the description below. It takes a few minutes to get yourself set up. There's 6 games every match day in the Premier League. If you get the 6 scores right, you win £2 million. They give £2 million away each time. And if you don't get all 6 right, if you're the next highest, there's a prize pool of £5,000 that can be given out to you. So as I said, it's free to enter. You don't have to pay to download the app, and you can win £2 million. Looking at that, people on the screen, the first game score predictions. West Ham, Man United. I might upset a few Man United fans when I say this, but I've actually gone for 2-1 win to West Ham. I have got, again, just zero confidence going into this game whatsoever. Lewis, you've gone 2-1 Man United in this game.
Yeah. It's a tricky one, man. I just was not impressed with West Ham last night. One little bit. They were shocking. I know they didn't have a full strength squad out, but yeah, I'm going to back United just to nick it, but this could go either way, man. I just don't know. I'm just going to go United.
I hear you there. Kate, what have you gone with on this one?
1-0, West Ham to nick it. Like I said earlier, I can't. I've got no faith in Man United winning against anybody at the minute. So I've done a close match, with West Ham to nick it.
Literally everybody, Nobbins has gone 2-1 United as well, the same as Lewis, but everybody else has predicted a West Ham win. Saad, Matt, do you agree West Ham win on this one, or do you think United will put it off?
I personally think it will be a draw. I think Man United will want a revenge for what happened last season when I think Declan Rice scored that goal, and obviously it was a De Gea howler. So I expect a revenge, but I just don't think Man United have enough to beat West Ham, who are at home. So I'm going to go with 1-1.
There we go.
I'm going to
go
2-0 to West Ham. Sorry, I think they can after that defeat against Liverpool. I think they'll come out fighting.
Yeah.
Moyes he looked angry on the touchline after that game against Liverpool. So
certainly did. The next game, Kate, your prediction for Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth.
2-1. Yeah, I think. Is that what I predicted with it?
Yeah, you put 2-1 in. You put 2-1 to Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Bournemouth been in good form, but I don't know why I completely went off the cuff, instinct, ninja style for Christmas week, and the first score that come in my head was 2-1 Nottingham Forest. So that's what I did. No reason, just ninja style.
Ninja'd it.
Yeah,
You've gone with the same scoreline, Lou.
Yeah. New manager and that. I think could nick it. Bournemouth are sick. I've been back in Bournemouth for a couple of weeks now, but I think this is where Forest might get a win. So yeah, 2-1.
Yeah, this was kind of my I actually agree with everything you're saying, but I've gone for the opposite, kind of an opposite, but high scoring. I've gone 3-2 Bournemouth. It's just an anomaly result because every week I've had one that's been nothing like I've thought. So now what I'm doing, I'm picking one game a week. Wherever I think it's going to be, I'm doing the complete opposite and hoping I win 2 million quid. So I've gone 3-2 to Bournemouth in that one. The next game, Luton Newcastle. Newcastle's away record is disgustingly bad this year. I'm going with a draw 1-1 in this game. How do you think this one will go, JJ?
I'm inclined to say Luton because of that work and stuff, but I don't know. I think Newcastle do it. I think Newcastle, Luton. I mean, it won't. I don't think the game's televised. I think it will be. I mean, it won't be under the lights, and I think Newcastle will just get the job done. I think they were. I mean, they had a decent game against Chelsea as well midweek. So I think they just kind of put Luton to bed, and Luton. I mean, just focus on their next game, which is obviously against. I forgot who they're against, but yeah, I just think I'm going with Newcastle win 2-1.
You won that,
2-1
Lewis. You've gone with a narrow Luton 1-0 win.
Yeah, I think I'm the only person on the list to go for a Luton win, man. Yeah. I don't know. I agree with Jay, you know what I mean? I think Newcastle could edge it, but Newcastle, they got knocked out of the Champions League when they should have gone through there. They got knocked out of Carabao Cup. And I just feel that, is there a little bit of pressure on Newcastle at the moment? And could this be the game where it, proper ramps up? You've seen them mess with Trippier at the game against Chelsea. I don't know. I'm more going for the storyline here rather than what I actually believe. If I went with what I believed, it would be Newcastle to nick it. But storyline, the headlines, I'm going to go for Luton 1-0.
And you've gone for a 2-2, Kate.
Yeah, I think Luton work so hard at home, and they're hard to beat at home. I remember when we beat them with 10 men, and all the Gooners were going, "Oh, it's only Luton," and then they struggled against them. They're a good team at home, and Newcastle a bit low on confidence. So yeah, I think it'd be a draw. Fair dues.
The next game, Fulham Burnley. You've gone for 2-0 win to Fulham in that game, Kate.
Yep. I backed them last time 3-0 and it was 5-0. I just think they'll beat them. I don't know. It could be 2, could be 5, could be 7. I just think they'll trounce them. So
makes sense. Anyone fancy a Burnley win away at Fulham? Anyone on the panel think that could happen this weekend? I mean, they've been awful this year, Burnley, really. Could they pull it off? Could Klopp conjure up a masterclass?
I think Fulham are just going crazy right now, man. They're in a real run of form.
Fulham are a good side, man.
Fulham have got 10 goals in their last 3 games.
I know. That's I've gone for 3-1. But you've thrown an interesting one in there, Lewis. You've gone 2-2 in this game.
I have to try and back Vinny, don't I? Somehow, but I don't have enough. I don't have enough confidence.
£1 million. You're trying to win $2 million.
I know, man. I know, but yeah, I can't back a win for them. But 2-2. They should. I imagine there'll be goals. They both play attacking football. They both try and get the ball forward. So I reckon there'll be goals in it. So yeah, 2-2.
There we go. Tottenham Everton. I've gone for a 2-2 draw in that myself. And that's a real hoper. I hope it happens. I just hope. Pure hope. Sorry, Kate. It's true. I hope. But my dad sent me a birthday card and it was late. So I hope they lose some points this weekend. That's it. My dad's fault. Lou, you've gone for 2-1 win to Everton this weekend, Lewis.
Yeah, I tell you, Everton are moving crazy. I mean, I'm sure Kate feels the same as I do. I'm dreading playing Everton. We play them in our next game. They're in form. It's backs against the walls type scenario. I think honestly, they're probably one of the worst teams to play in this division right now. Listen, I again, maybe moving with the feels today, but I'm going to go for Everton 2-1. But Kate, man, I'm dreading playing Everton next week. I'm sure you're in the same situation.
Yeah, it's one of them games. It wouldn't surprise me if we win. It wouldn't surprise me if they win. But they played in the midweek, didn't they? And it went to pens, didn't it? I think in the cup. So I'm hoping they're a bit cream crackered. But with us like being down to our bare bones, anything could happen. Nothing would surprise me. But I'm because it's Christmas, I'm going with a bit of hope.
Gone with a bit of hope there. Yeah, you've gone with 2-1 in that game. The big one, though, and I have to get this double checked. I've got to go onto my WhatsApp right now because Tom Little, according to this, has predicted 8-2 to Liverpool this weekend. That cannot be right. KJ must have messed up. I've got to go back into the group chat and check what he sent through because that cannot be right. No, he has. He's put 8-2 in. Oh, he put 8-2 in.
What is he doing, man?
Said 8.
Hey,
Yes.
I can't even understand it, right? Because it's not like you can slip with your finger and press the wrong button because the other numbers would be 7 or 9. So, or 5. Even 5-2 is a madness. He can't believe. What's he doing?
Right now, all we need is for Sam to say 6-0.
That's really funny. Can you imagine if Tom gets all the other 5 right and Liverpool win 3-2 and he went, I meant 3-2, not 8-2. Imagine if he misses out. Oh, it'd be so funny. It'd be so funny. But yeah, I've gone with I've actually changed my mind. I've now changed mine on the app to a 2-2 draw. I've changed my mind during this show. I did have 2-1 Arsenal. I've now gone to a 2-2 draw.
Wow.
Yeah.
By Saturday or sorry, by Sunday, you're gonna have that 2-1 win.
Oh, look at that! I like the confidence.
Yeah, I don't think so. Ain't no way.
God,
you don't believe you boys don't believe at all that you guys are not going to win.
Who, me?
No, the Arsenal boys. Oh, Laurel and Hardy over here.
I don't believe Liverpool will win. I don't believe they will. No way. You can clip me, but I don't believe they will. Because we literally have Saliba and Declan Rice in this team. We don't have Rob Holding anymore. Like,
yeah,
we don't have Granit Xhaka.
Where's Saliba the second best player in the league as well?
No, he's not. But
are you sure?
He's probably been our second best player.
Why are you trying to do that, bro? Why are you trying to do that?
I'm asking you.
Ask him about Saka, bro. Ask him about Saka, lad.
Yeah? Joey's a dangerous man, bro. Blood on your hands. Hey, listen, forget about that. There obviously is some sort of percentage to them being able to win. I don't think we're clearing the water. We're gone. We're definitely going to win. I just think, from my opinion, I think we can just edge it to get a 2-1 win. But listen, Liverpool at home. Liverpool at home. Let's face it. So it's still going to be a difficult game. It's not going to be easy. I just think that we're just going to be able to edge it and win 2-1.
It's going to be very, very interesting indeed, that game, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Remember, people, you have until around 12:30 on Saturday to get your predictions in on golden goals. You don't need to do it during the show, but get it done by 12:30 on Saturday. Don't miss the cut-off, because you lose your chance of winning £2 million. Get it downloaded now. Scan that QR code or use the link in our description below. We've got some super chats here. This one here says, Kate and others still using this lazy argument. What did Emery win with this squad? He also lost the Europa League final to the same Chelsea Arteta beat in the FA Cup final. Thanks. It's a good challenge. Kate knows about winning Cine League trophy in B&W.
Black and white.
Oh, in black and white. Right. I didn't even get it. Sorry, my brain went. Gooners, you guys are going to scapegoat Zinchenko after the loss. Mark my words. Liverpool is going to attack by traditional manner by wingers and bypass the midfield. 3-1 Liverpool is what Curran says the score will be.
Zinchenko's actually improved. Defensively this season, he has vastly improved. It's just his on-the-ball mistakes that he's made.
What? So Salah versus Zinchenko don't scare you?
No, it does, but like,
yeah,
it does. It does.
It does.
I'm just making sure. All right, cool.
Go direct. Saliba and Gabriel mopping up all day is what Brian says. Enigma says here 3-0 Arsenal. High press with Timikas as the trigger. Liverpool will be surprised and then sit back down in the second half. I got the crystal ball. If it's 3-0 Arsenal, that would be a ridiculous statement to send that to the EPL.
Yeah, Jay, you got to watch out for Tsimikas, your little B-Tech Zinchenko.
Yeah. I mean, we've conceded the same amount of goals Do you know what I mean, as the Arsenal? So it'll be interesting, isn't it?
Even more when
Tsimikas a B-Tech Zinchenko yet. I mean, I ain't seen I ain't seen Simicast get skimmed like Zinchenko did last year.
I've not seen Simicast score this season.
You might see it this weekend.
Oh, he doesn't score. He's a left back, mate. He doesn't need to score.
Oh my God. Tom Little here has said it's going to be a Nunes hat-trick, Salah brace, Jones VVD, Elliott. He's actually has predicted 8-2. He's gone with it. He's actually gone with it.
I tell. All I have to say is stay away from drugs, man. Do not do drugs, bro. That's the important lesson.
By the way, Arsenal fans, if Nunes scores a hat-trick, a hat-trick versus Arsenal, don't even bother coming on the stream. There's no point.
Questions need to be asked. No, questions need to be asked.
Cool.
Questions
has anyone did 4-0.
Bro, I'm not going to sit here and protect that, bro. Questions are going to be asked.
Jerry out here trying to ruin my match reaction if they lose 8-2, you know, bro. Don't do that. Klopp asking Anfield to rile them up is scary. After last season, we hope Arsenal have learnt from their encounter and are coming for revenge, is what Zazou has got to say. Listen, panelists, you've been amazing as always. Always a pleasure to share the screens with you. To all of our viewers, thank you. Please hit the like button before you go if you haven't done so already. Please make sure you've got that done. All my super chatters, you've been amazing as well. So a big thank you to each and every single one of you. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I will see you all again very, very soon.